Welcome to Horror with Marchese and Buller, where we talk about horror and everything else, pretty much. That because everything is horror if you think about it. Everything has a horror aspect to it. Today's more of a writing episode. What music do you use to write to? And I'll let Gary take this one first.
Ooh. I don't often listen to music when I'm writing, but when I have, it's usually something like the Beastie Boys. I kind of listen to them a little bit occasionally when I'm writing, or a bit of Typo Negative. I tend not to listen to the stuff that I really, really like, because then it just distracts me a little bit. I prefer like a background noise as opposed to like a sort of rock along to when I'm writing, because that, my mind has to be on what I'm writing.
Yeah.
I get easily distracted when I've got the laptop. It's quite hard to write while the television's on in the living room sometimes, which is where I do most of my writing. When my children are there. So sound-wise, it has to be something I could just relegate to the background.
You feel sometimes music changes your mood or takes you to a mind frame of an older time where you can remember a feeling or something that happened to you. Like maybe the character has to go through something sort of where they're very downtrodden, right? And remembering having this song, like maybe Korn will get you into a mind frame of someone who's had a very bad past. Some of their songs have that kind of theme to them. Do you use, and you said that you use something for background noise, but do you use songs that you like to inspire sometimes?
No. No, honestly, not really. I can see where you're coming from with that, because it's amazing how the senses can influence your writing. Sometimes something as little as like a smell can remind you of something from a long, long time ago, or conjure up a situation that you've been in.
Olfactory sensation.
Yeah, it's like we went to a garden centre once, in this old like compost and plant pots and whatever. And I walked in and there was just this smell of, I don't know what it is. It's like garden centre smell, like composty, chemically sort of smell.
Yeah.
And it took me back to a time when I was a kid, and there was a shop that used to like repair shoes and used to cut keys and things like that. And like this little old man in this little tiny shop, and his shop smelled like that. And it sort of just came out of the blue. I was like, wow, I hadn't thought about that dude for ages, and it's just sort of that smell just brought it back.
Yeah.
So with music, I could see how. I mean, when I'm into music and I'm listening to music, certain songs do take me back. I was listening to Teenage Dirtbag the other day, and that took me back to a time when I first started dating Lisa and stuff. And it was around about that time, and I just remember thinking it was a great song.
You might have a character that is a teen character. You could write like a teen story or a teen scene if you have it in one of your books.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, I mean, I listen to a lot of different music. I grew up in the Bronx. I listen to hip hop. I listen to heavy metal. I listen to anything. Typo Negative, like yourself. Metallica is my favorite band. Biggie Smalls, Eminem, Avenged Sevenfold. They have a couple of songs on the epic scale where they take me to this place where I could see writing science fiction or a fantasy novel or story. This is the funny part about with this. I always say to myself, when I listen to music, it helps, right? It helps a lot. And then I don't do it for a while. I just forget about that, and I just write, and I get into this stagnant sort of place. And then when I listen to music, it opens my mind up to a whole bunch of things, and I'm saying, why don't I do this more often? Because it does help. It brings you back to a place, and it helps you remember things and feel things to get out those characters and those scenes.
I think sometimes to do it live, to write and try and gain an emotion from a song and lay down the prose at the same time, for me is a bit like sort of patting your head and rubbing your stomach. It's a bit of a bit of a couple. I find it quite. I have to disconnect one from the other.
Or like writing drunk.
Yeah, it's like exactly. It's like a telephone exchange. I cannot have it plugged in music at the same time, fully invested as in writing. It cannot. It's like two separate things for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can see how some people work differently. And also songs 3, 5. In case Typo Negative 10 minutes long.
yeah.
So
it's because of good background music.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sometimes what I do is I'll listen to music, and then I'll get the idea, and then I'll go and turn over and I'll start writing notes and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's another way, to get to the inspiration and then write it down. But I know what you mean. If you were listening to an inspiring song, you don't want to have that going as you're writing because it can, you know. And then the background ones like oldies, like I was listening to Anthrax the other day, and I was like, this is good background music. You know, you just like, it's like you know, just get into it, and it just gives you that background, like you said. We would like to know what you think. Do you like to listen to music while you write? Does it annoy you? Does it get on your nerves? That's the same thing.
Yeah.
Does it distract you? Leave your comments below, and Gary will read them.
If you got a comment, put it down below.
Yes.
There.
Right where he's pointing.
Yeah, we'd be interested to know.
And we'll see you. Let me just do this hand because this hand has to press stop. We'll see you Friday.
It's all with Marchese and Buller. It's all with Marchese and Buller.
On the next week's show.
I'll do one better. I'll read them in a strange accent.
Wait a second. So what's a strange accent? I
just got a face full of ice. I don't know. I'll make one up on the spot. Do you listen to the sound of someone farting when you write? Some people might. Some people might not.
Wait, listen to what?
The sound of somebody farting.
Jesus Christ. Why would that? Well, again, you never know. People have different things.
Friday. Don't miss it. Don't miss it now. I'm warning you.
Okay, I'm gonna cut this part out. But what I want to do is when you hear me go like that.
Yeah.
Go like that. Like.
Okay.
Like okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll tell you.
Mojito. It's no secret, mojito.
The sweaty mojito.
It's one of those that's just frozen and it comes in a carton type thing.
Frozen mojito.
You just squeeze it out.
That thing.
85 pence that cost.
Is that bag frozen?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So 85 pence, which is I don't know what, about 60 cents or something. I don't know.
Oh, pence. So pence is like cents to you.
Pennies.
Oh.
Yes. So yeah, less than a pound. So yeah, there's He's getting hot.
Do this before I sweat. Sorry. Welcome to Horror with Marchese and Buller, where we talk about.
Sorry, one second.
You hear my fan?
No.
Okay, good.
Sorry,
It's hot as hell up here.
It's getting hot in here, so Will takes off his clothes.
Hey. That's gonna be a promo.
Did you see the ice fall in my face?
Yeah.
It
I can see the promo now. It goes. It does that little toy thing. A ding, 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 ding. And then I was like, Gary likes to put his words on ice. And then you just go.
Tastes nice. Mojito.
Don't you have to add like alcohol to it or something?
I've just got alcohol in it.
Oh,
Yeah, sit down. Sit. Sorry. Sense the dog. Try and get on the action there. Sit down.